Right, we've got some big breaking news and it comes from Manchester United. Our reporter Daniel Kahn has joined us on set. Daniel, what is this big breaking news?
This is huge news for Manchester United, Tom. They are close to an agreement with Brighton and Hove Albion for the signing of midfielder Carlos Baleba, someone they have long admired for well over 12 months. Very much they looked at him in the last 12 months. Last summer, they inquired about him again in January. They are very close to agreeing a fee with Brighton. We don't think personal terms will cause any issues. That should be done very swiftly. And they also have a 5-year contract ready for Baleba. We expect him to undergo medical in the next 24 to 48 hours and travel to Manchester to undergo that medical. And this is felt like it's come out of nowhere, I must say. You know, when you consider where Manchester United have been in the last few weeks in terms of being close to looking at left back and were they going to look at that midfielder, but now it seems the breaking news is Manchester United very close to agreeing a fee with Brighton for the signing of Carlos Baleba.
How good a signing would that be, Tim, for Manchester United's midfield?
Yeah, I'm a believer. I think he's very good. I'm a bit surprised they haven't done it earlier. You know, I don't know whether they've been waiting, Brighton, trying to get the price up. He's been available. If they're letting him go now, he was obviously available at the beginning of the window, you know, so just go and take him and bring him to Michael as quickly as possible and let him fit into the system of how he wants to play. I'm really surprised they haven't gone for Adam Wharton, or any team hasn't gone for Adam Wharton. He would be my choice. I like players who are a little bit more cultured. I know maybe the balance of the midfield they already have there at Manchester United. They need someone with legs in there who can get around the pitch, and I think Baleba fits that bill. I still think he's raw, I really do, but I think he's going to a good coach there in Michael Carrick. Jonathan Woodgate, you know, they're in good hands there. So, yeah, it's a positive news for Man United fans. Just to add one to your squad, because there's more games now.
I think he's exactly the type of profile that Manchester United midfield needs. And Tim will know much better than I, but in terms of profile, in terms of what you think they're missing with... They've signed Andre Santos, they've signed Yuri Tillmans, but when you've watched them in pre-season, they've missed... You know, they're trying to fill in what they're losing, Casemiro leaving the club in the summer. They've got, you know, the youth in Andre Santos. I think there's a lot of raw materials there. You have
and
the ball-playing skills. Yeah, absolutely. The ball-playing skills of Kobbie Mainoo, and he's just developing all the time, and Yuri Tillmans as well. But what Carlos Baleba represents is not just, you know, the physical aspects of his game where he can cover ground incredibly well. He's very good at, you know, front pushing passes through the lines as well. And we didn't see that a lot last season at Brighton. But I'm telling you, I think if they can get him back to that form we saw the season before and before that even, they have a fantastic player. And like I said, he is someone Manchester United have admired for a very long time. They inquired about him last summer. The price tag was seen as too high, well north of £80 million. The season he had, I think Manchester United were always confident that fee was going to come down. It was up to Brighton as to whether that would. Yeah. And, you know, we're standing up the fee now, Tom, so we'll have more on that later. But that has undoubtedly come down, and that's what Manchester United are waiting for. And there has been a clear gap in that midfield in terms of combinations, and we were talking about that just before we came on air. So it is I would almost say a game-changing signing for Manchester United in terms of competing in different competitions and also just opening up all these combinations now. You look in that midfield.
Much more.
I'm not sure it's a game-changer. I'd have to say, I'm not sure he's a game-changing signing. I wouldn't be that excited. I'm not falling off my chair if I'm a Man United fan about this signing. I think he's got a lot of developing to come. And the reason why his fee's gone down is because he was so poor last season. So, I mean, he's brought the fee down. It'd be interesting what that fee is, but he's not a dud signing, that's for sure, and he's still got development in him, but he's not finished. They've got a lot of young players that are not finished articles. Tielemans is, and Kobbie Mainoo even, I believe, is still developing. So, yeah, it's another option for him.
It's interesting from a Brighton perspective as well, just to mention them, because, you know, I actually asked Fabian Herzl at the end of last season when they played Manchester United in the last game of the season. Baleba came on, and I asked him how much you're looking forward to, you know, Carlos Baleba, you know, staying at the club and working with him in the future. And another journalist asked him the same question, and he said 100%, you know, looking forward to next season, when you consider they have European football as well. So you'd imagine from Brighton's point of view, they've also, as their recruitment is so strong, already identified replacements to reinforce their midfield as well.
Yeah, we're told just into us now this time we're expected the fee is going to be just in excess of £60 million for Manchester United. More on this big story to come, of course, but next there's lots to get through actually. 9 Premier League teams have new managers. But have they got the man all of them need for success?
Manchester United have reportedly reached an agreement to sign Brighton midfielder Carlos Baleba in a sensational deal worth around £80 million. The Cameroonian midfielder is now set to become a Red Devil, with the blockbuster transfer sending excitement through the United fan base. Baleba has quickly established himself as one of the Premier League's most exciting young midfielders, impressing with his strength, energy, ball-winning ability, and composure in possession. His arrival would give United another powerful presence in the heart of midfield. With the £80 million deal reportedly agreed, supporters will now be eagerly waiting for the official announcement. If completed, Baleba could become a major part of Manchester United's plans and a key player in their pursuit of trophies.